What's up everybody? This is 8-Bit Eric and today I am going to review Monster in My Pocket for the NES, an underrated game that virtually is unspoken of when people talk about the vast library that is the NES. I mean, look at all these games, hundreds of games, Mega Man, Contra, Super Mario, but you never hear about Monster in My Pocket, which is why today I'm going to teach you about how badass of a game this really is. Late in the life cycle of NES, Konami released a quirky video game called Monster in My Pocket. Loosely based on the popular toys at the time, this was a light-heartedly horror-themed side-scrolling action platform game featuring the wacky pocket-sized monsters in a simple plot that has them waging battle for king of the toy chest and an all-out war of good versus evil as they battle across landscapes such as an ordinary home, the sewers, the kitchen, and more. In this game, the player has the ability to select either a Dracula or Frankenstein themed character, though each basically plays identically and has the same abilities. This game is pretty simple actually. You get one overhead slash and type attack and can jump. Hold the attack button and you'll flash, which enables you to execute a higher jump. Now, Monster in My Pocket added a lot of things to the genre of the side-scrolling action platforming game. For a matter of fact, it was one of the earliest games that had the double jump. Now, while that seems like nothing now, looking back, that was something completely brand new during the NES lifetime, and it changed the game. And now, the double jump is a modern staple of this genre. In addition, occasionally you can encounter objects that you can pick up and throw, such as oversized keys and the like. To top out the quality of this hidden gem, this game also features a full-fledged cooperative two-player mode, in addition to the full-fledged single-player mode, so that already makes it above the rest. Who doesn't want to play simultaneously side-scrolling competitive action? Konami does it best. This game is a great example of a solid 8-bit platformer, and what a kick-ass company like Konami could do with an otherwise standard common formula of a game on the NES. Monster in My Pocket employs some pretty marvelous graphics for what one might expect from a lesser-known game released in the middle of the NES's run. All the creatures have their own individual look, a classic charm, and are mostly brightly colored, giving the eye something appealing to look at while remaining true to the toy line. The bosses, although hampered by basic attack patterns that a newborn could probably solve within seconds, each have their own charm as well. All in all, the graphics more than suffice and give the game a solid developed presentation. Simply put, this is a good looking game. Hey good looking, wanna come over to my place? I could show you my monster in my pocket. Bow chicka wow wow! Now to my favorite aspect of the game, the sound. Being a Konami-made cartridge, the expectation is for a great soundtrack, and boy does Monster in My Pocket deliver. It has that vintage Konami sound that I just freaking love. Monster in My Pocket is a distinctive 8-bit game, and although it shares similarities to other titles in the same genre, it manages to form its own memorable niche, which is, I guess, Konami's way of saying, hey, we're going to take your standard, most popular form of game on the NES, and we're going to switch it up and make a quirky, fun, random game, and still make it more favorable than most of the titles out there. Even if it has some parts and levels that are oddly difficult, and the gameplay is actually a tad short, when all things are considered, Monster in My Pocket remains a great example of an above-average game that results from quality development, and it's extremely underrated and often overlooked. When it's all said and done, Monster in My Pocket rightfully deserves a spot in any NES Fanatics collection, period. Monster in My Pocket, hands down, one of my favorite games to play on the NES, and if you haven't played it yet, you are totally missing out. I highly recommend it, and especially in the spirit of Halloween. Trick or treat.